What is up guys, and welcome to my latest video here on SP Vids. And today, as you can see, we have the SP404-MK2 on the table, and I'm going to be talking about a function which I haven't covered yet, so I thought it would be good to share some information on this one. So today I'm going to be talking about Q, which you can see under the pad 3 here, and you get to that by pressing Shift and 3. And I'm sure there's probably quite a few of you out there that don't understand what this even is or what it does. So that's the aim of this video, is to show you guys what it can do and how it can be very, very useful, particularly in a live setting. I don't think this one's going to be very long, but hopefully it will be pretty useful. Just before we start guys, I've got an EP now on all the major streaming services. It's called Cold Call. It's only 4 tracks and I'd really appreciate it if you could go and give that a stream. I've been having a look at the stats and loads of you guys have already checked it out, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, if you haven't had a listen yet, just go onto Spotify, search SP Vids and it will come up on there. That would be really great if you could go and do that. And hopefully this year I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff as an artist and as a musician and beat maker, so watch this space for more information about that. So let's get into this Q setting. So what is Q and what is it useful for? So essentially what Q enables you to do is listen to sounds out of the headphones out, and those sounds won't go out of the back of your SP, out of either the USB or the line out. So the most useful situation that I can think of where this would be useful is if you're performing live and you may have forgotten what you've put on a certain pad and you want to check that sound, but you don't want it to go out to the audience, you just want to check it yourself. That is exactly what Q is for. So it enables you to listen to things out of the headphones out. I'm not actually connected at the moment because I monitor from a different place when I'm recording videos. But just imagine I've got my headphones plugged in here. I can listen to a sound only through the headphones out, and it's not going to go out of any of the outputs at the back. And therefore, it's kind of like a private area where I can check things and make sure what I'm about to play is correct. Now, I've done live performances before with the SX, and I can tell you this would have been extremely useful, because when you're performing live, you do kind of tend to forget what you've put on the pads. You've got all the excitement, the adrenaline of being on stage, and it's really easy just to go completely blank when it comes to what you've put on the pads. So this feature would have been an absolute godsend for me when I was doing my live sets, and if I ever do some again in the future, I will definitely be using it. So because I'm not connected to my phones out, I'm just going to have to explain the way that the audio is working and show you guys the best that I can. Obviously for this video, the only thing you guys are hearing is what is going out of my USB. So I'll make it as clear as I can and show you guys how it works. So from the manual, if you want to read about this, it's on page 98 of the manual, monitoring with headphones Q. Adjust the balance of the audio output from the phone's jack. And then it says, when the sample audio is sent to Q, the audio is only output via the phone's jack. So that's what I've just explained about down here. And then it says in brackets, and is not output to the line out or USB port. And it goes on to say, when playing live or in similar situations, only the player can preview the sample sound in headphones. So let's say, for example, I'm playing a beat from the pads up here, and these are a few loops that I've been working on. Okay, so imagine that's playing, and I've got a number of rap voice bites down here, which are all available in my Lo-Fi Drums Volume 6 pack.
Yeah. Check it.
So let's say, for example, I wanted to use this one, but I've forgotten which pad I've put that on. So that loop will be continuously playing on pad 1. We'll have that running, so just imagine that's running and going out to the audience. But I want to be able to check which one of those 3 pads was the correct sound, this one, before I start playing it over the top of the loop. So what I would do is, while that pad is playing the beat, I'll go Shift and 3, and we are now in Q mode. So that loop will continue to keep playing. The play of that won't be interrupted. But now we're in a private listening area where everything I press on the device is only going to come out of the headphones. So it's only going to be me that's going to be able to hear it and not the audience. So there's only one setting that you need to be aware of on this screen. You can see mixing at the top right here. That lets you go between Q, so what you're listening in your headphones, and monitor, I think the M stands for, so what's going out of the back of the device. So you can see when you go into this area, it's half and half, so essentially you get to listen to everything. So in your headphones, you'll be able to hear the beat as well, but then you'll also be able to hear the things in the Q area too. So the beat's playing, we're in Q mode, and now I can just press whatever I want and only I'm going to be able to hear it. So on this particular video, we won't be able to hear this because I'm not plugged into the headphones jack. So you just have to imagine that were plugged into the headphones jack, and these sounds will be playing back. So you press the sound, and you can see this is quite useful as well. It gives you the name of the sample as well. So it's really important if you're doing a live performance to make sure all your samples are named properly as well. So you can see there, Vox 1, Vox 2, and Vox 3 is all shown on the screen. That's very, very useful information if your things are labeled correctly. So I will be hearing this sound and going, yeah, that's the one I want. It was Vox 2. The beat's still playing while this is all happening. And then we just have to press exit to come out of the queue area. And now you can see the sound is playing. If I'm in queue area, we can't hear it on this video because it'll only be coming out of headphones. So I hope that makes sense. Obviously, it would have been weird to be able to show you it coming out of the headphones as well. It might have made it even more confusing, but hopefully that makes sense. So now that I know that I wanted to use 2, the loop will be playing along. Okay, so that is essentially what you can do with Q. It gives you a private listening area where when you're playing live, this is the main example I can think of, you can listen to things out of the headphones and it won't go out to the audience. You can check what sounds you've got on what pads, and then you can come out of the mode and then perform with the complete knowledge and confidence that you've got the right pads. Now these 3 little loops that I've been making up here, it's been really fun actually. I've been using the MS1 to process some samples and then record them into the SP404-MK2, and then I've been making some resampled loops. So I've got this first one which I just showed you. And then I've got one on pad 2 as well, which is another jazzy one. I really like the sound of that one. It's got that real lo-fi era vibe to it. And then this final one, which I like as well, this flute sample. Really like the emotion in that one, and hopefully, yeah, I can build a few more of these and maybe this can be the start of my next release. But yeah, getting that proper lo-fi sound, I really think you have to use older gear, and I'll be doing another video about that probably next week dedicated to that topic. So if you're interested in that one and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and you'll get a notification about that, or you'll see it in your home screen. But yeah, that is it for this one today, guys. I just wanted to show you Q and what it does. So that's another thing ticked off about the SP404-MK2 on this channel. It's very, very useful, and trust me, if you end up doing any live performances with this device, you will definitely end up using that. It's so useful. And if you know any other context that that's good for, let me know in the comments below. There might be other examples where Q is very useful. I've just given you that live example. That's the best example that I could think of. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Check out all the links in the description for my drum packs, merch, and other ways of supporting me. Big shout out to my members who support me every month. And I will see you again, hopefully in another video very, very soon.